Blessed are those that have seen the things you have seen. For I tell you the truth, that prophets and kings have desired to see the things you have seen and to hear the things you have heard.
Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?
I'll read us down the law. What is written therein?
Thou shalt love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself.
Thou hast spoken well. Do these things, and thou shalt have eternal life.
Who is my neighbor?
Not long ago, there was a man traveling from Bering Springs to Benton Harbor. What a beautiful Sabbath day it is. This is really nice. Wow, look at this, hon. Hardly anybody travels this road. I wonder what's wrong.
Maybe we should stop by and help.
I don't know. Those chili beans are looking pretty hot, and we got to get there in time.
Yeah, I'm on the side of the road. My car just broke down. I mean, I'm out of gas, and I thought I filled it. Hold on. Hey, excuse me. Do you mind helping me with my car? It's not running. No?
I'm sorry.
Help,
No,
honey.
sorry. Keep going. We don't have time,
Are you
honey.
sure?
Look, there's people waiting for the food. Haystacks are today.
He looks like he needs help right now.
Oh, somebody to help him. He's not from around here. Brother Michael, look at that. Looks like somebody's broken down on this. Not very true.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's stuck. I wonder who it is. Let's get closer.
I don't know if we have time. I got a lot going on today at church.
Yeah, I got some announcements to do.
He doesn't look like he's from around here.
Yeah, it looks like one of those guys from across the ocean.
Sorry, buddy, but somebody else will help you out. I'm sure of it.
Hey, honey, would you be sure and bring that extra set of pencils with you to church? I have a few things I want to underline when I get there. And I'm running a little bit late. Oh, wait a second here. Somebody's having trouble. I'm really under a lot of pressure, but... Wow, just a second. I'll call you back, honey, just a minute.
Sorry, do you mind if you could help me with my car? It just broke down, and I can't get anywhere without it.
You know what's wrong with it?
No, I have no clue.
All right, just a second. I got to call my associate pastor here.
Okay.
Hey, Pastor Dennis, I've just run into a little situation here. I'm going to be late. Start the church service without me. I've got somebody that needs a little bit of help. All right, I'll connect with you as soon as I can. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. How you doing? Good. My name's Ron. Why don't you get your car, can, put it in the car, and let's go. All right? Yeah. Sure.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. So, you said you're a pastor?
When Jesus told this story, the Samaritans and the Jews, they didn't see each other. They were not friends. But now we see the act that the Good Samaritan did. It teaches us how to do something good to people that we don't get along with, or people who don't like us. So at school, you might have someone who just gets on your nerves. At home, you might have a brother or a sister whom you just don't get along with. So the natural thing is to not do good to them. But here Jesus is teaching us that the actual real neighbor is someone who does good to someone who doesn't like them. So opportunities are there for us to be able to do good to our brothers, to our sisters, no matter what they did to us. That is being a good Samaritan. So I hope you'll be able to see these as opportunities, not as something that is going to make you mad.
In this story, we saw that the lawyer didn't have a question about how to inherit eternal life. That he was very clear on. But what he was questioning, or what he had a hard time figuring out, was who was his neighbor. Jesus then goes to explain through the parable who was truly the good neighbor. At the end of it, Jesus asks, which one of these three was neighbor to him that was on the road? And the lawyer answers, the one that showed mercy. And so Jesus says, go and do thou likewise. And the lawyer, again, his question was, who was my neighbor? And Jesus expounded more on the Beatitudes. He says, don't just love your neighbor as yourself. That was a common idea or understanding during that time. Love your neighbors but hate your enemies. But Jesus goes on and expands who our neighbors truly are and who we're supposed to show compassion on. Not just to our neighbors, not just to those who treat us nicely, not just to those who might look like us or dress like us or even talk like us, but even to our enemies, even to those who persecute us. He says, pray for them, bless them. And so this is a call for each one of us to open our understanding of who our neighbor truly is and love them and show compassion without boundaries.
Each day, God gives us opportunities to live out the biblical principles that have been revealed to us through His Word. For example, in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31, it tells us to be kind to one another, tender-hearted. And Jesus would also tell us to love one another as I have loved you. How have you experienced Jesus' love in your life? This is how He would have us go out each day and treat other people. God is looking for youth and older people alike to live out these principles that others may know that we have been with Jesus.
Jesus said that they'll know we're Christians by our love. Does that mean we just kick all the rules out? No. God's law is what defines love. But sometimes we get things out of order. This man who needed gas, it was Sabbath. Should we get him his gas on Sabbath? What would you want if you had run out of gas on Sabbath? Does it mean that we no longer practice good Sabbath keeping? No. What it means is that when the law seems to have run up against a difficult situation and compassion and kindness is what is needed, that the high order of living out God's love and doing unto others as you'd have done unto you, that's the keeping of the law. The Apostle Paul said that when we love, we're keeping the law. Jesus said 2 times, go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. So we need the structure that God's law puts into our lives. We need to not buy and sell on Sabbath. But we also need to remember that God put that structure in place to protect our love for Him, not to get in the way of loving other people. So I want to encourage you, practice at home, practice at school, learn how to be a Samaritan, a good Samaritan wherever you go. And may the love of Jesus set you aside as somebody very different in a world that's focused on itself. Remember, it's God's love that transforms us. And that law is to be shining and showing through you and through me.